Hey, you guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. All right, everyone is worried about the high grocery prices right now. We are all feeling it. Since January 2020, prices on groceries have gone up 7%. And the USDA expects all food prices to rise between 4.5 and 5.5% this year. So they keep going up. So let's talk about why this is happening. And then we'll talk about some ways for you to protect your bank account from high grocery costs. So there are a few different things in play that makes grocery prices go up, like we're seeing. One is supply and demand. So this is a huge issue. So think about all the things associated with a grocery store, okay? Transportation, labor, the people actually checking you out and stocking the shelves, food supply. I mean, there is so much. So just think about transportation for a second. Trucking is the main way that food products get transported, and gas prices. This plays into effect, you guys. Obviously, gas prices have been skyrocketing. Well, that affects the groceries that have to be transported from where they are to the store that you're buying. Plus, the trucking industry already has a shortage of drivers before the pandemic. For example, in Florida alone, the turnover rate for truck drivers last year was 100%. And then another factor in grocery prices is the high labor costs. So wages and benefits have continued to rise. Over 80% of U.S. workers are now making at least $15 an hour, which is up from 60% in 2014. So grocery stores are not just eating those extra costs. Nope, they are showing up in your grocery bills. And then there's shortages on some food items as well. Just take Russia and Ukraine's conflict, for example. In that area alone, almost 30% of the world's wheat supply comes from there. And it's not being exported as fast, obviously, because there's global unrest in that part of the world. Plus, there's been a lot of recalls, if you haven't noticed, and scares. Things like avian flu have affected chicken and egg supply. So these are just a couple of examples at a basic level, high level, of why grocery prices are more. There's so much that goes into play here, but it makes sense why prices are high with all of these factors coming together. So let's go over a few tips of how we can deal with this. But first, I want to take a quick break and tell you about our sponsor. You're doing all the right things, but this economy is busting your budget. Did you know that there's a budget-friendly solution to the rising healthcare costs? Well, there is, and it's through Christian Healthcare Ministries, America's longest-serving healthcare cost-sharing ministry. Visit chministries.org/Rachel to learn more. Okay, so there's some things you can start doing today to help you not feel the grocery prices rise as much as you could. First up, redefine dinner. Your family does not need a huge, big gourmet meal, okay? You can go simple and you can go cheap. Also, crunch the numbers while you shop. If you're doing it online, this is great because it's gonna just show you as you go. But if you're in the store, take out your phone, get the calculator out, and honestly, just start rounding up the costs to help you not overspend. Also, raid your pantry and your fridge. What do you already have? What can you already use? And try to challenge yourself to use up all the food that you have before it expires so nothing goes to waste. You can also use an app like Supercook or All Recipes, and you can actually put in the ingredients that you have, and they will show you recipes that you can make. Don't buy in bulk unless you can use it all, because we don't want stuff to go to waste. Also, still research discounts and deals. I mean, there are plenty of stores that run weekly ads, coupons online. So again, don't be afraid to do all this research because it will save you money. Actually, plan your meals. Winston and I do this every Sunday night. We look at our week ahead. We figure out, okay, what nights are we cooking? And I plan out exactly what I'm going to cook. And my meal planner and grocery savings guide can help you with this. I'll put a link in the description. Also, stick to your plan and only buy what's on your grocery list. It can be easy to throw in some extra snacks here and there, but that can really add up. Also, while you're making food, see if you can make another meal and put it in the freezer so you actually have a spare meal there that won't cost you anything because you've already made it. Also, try gardening. So this can be a little bit of an investment up front, but it can produce so much. Yes, we have been gardening at my house. I shouldn't say we, Winston. I give him all the credit.
1 minute you're young, hip, and carefree. And the next minute you're photographing vegetables in your garden.
But it's okra, it's squash, it's zucchini, cucumbers, tomatoes. I mean, there's so much stuff that I'm like, oh, I can use this stuff and it's free. It feels free because there's so much of it. It's amazing. Also, buy generic versus brand name. This will save you some money as well. Eat leftovers if you have them in your refrigerator. Shop by yourself. If your kids or your spouse also try to grab for extra stuff, just go to the store alone. Also, just a little pro tip. It's old school, but it's true. Don't grocery shop while you're hungry. You're gonna buy more. I'm telling you, you're gonna overbuy. You don't need to do that. All right, share this video with someone who wants to save on their grocery bills and comment below on your grocery saving tips because I wanna know. I love hearing, you guys are so creative. I love hearing how you save money. Now, for extra help with budgeting and saving money in all areas of your life, including your groceries, download the EveryDollar app. Budgeting, especially in these crazy times, is one of the best ways for you to take control of your money and create a life you love.